wonderful people. This is Olalekon Olariwaju. But to make things more easier, you can just call me Mandela. You're welcome to another episode of Startup Nation Africa, the next place to make your startup dream come true. We have some notable personnel that we are going to be interviewing in this webinar, or should we say interview. But before that, we like to give a special gratitude to the convener and the chairman of this whole brand startup, in person of Mr. Ahmed Oluwatoyin. Mr. Ahmed Oluwatoyin, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Lekon, and we hope we have a very wonderful run. I think this is a very great initiative. I really love the fact that you're presenting this, and a special shout out to the production media company doing this with us as well. Thank you, and have a good one. Thank you. And
we have a notable person in our interview today. Our interviewee is one of the notable personnel in Nigeria. These are the people that are trying to make the country better. And the name of the person is Mr. Oluwatoyin Akintayo. Good day, Mr. Oluwatoyin Akintayo.
Good day. Thank you for having me. My name is Oluwatoyin, as you rightly said. I happen to be the founder and CEO of BIZ301. It's a platform that has been created for small businesses across the country. But where did it all began? We started, of course, shortly after I left school, ventured into finance to understand how finances are disbursed to small businesses.
All right, so the first question here in my list is, what's your product all about? In a few phrases, what's the product all about?
Okay, so the product is, it's a SaaS product, of course, software as a service, where we have created a platform that helps businesses automate manual processes.
Wow. That's very nice. What are the strategies you use to start your brand properly?
Okay, so like I always tell people, it's difficult but challenging and interesting to run a business in Nigeria. I'm almost sure every entrepreneur will admit it. So for us, early enough, we took a decision to be self-funded from the onset. So basically what we have done is we have funded the entire project with our own personal savings and with our own personal savings, every bit of it.
All right, I read in your bio, sir, that you are into disbursing funds into small businesses and startups. And I also read that you have spent more than 2 decades in this. How has been the journey so far? What can you say has been your greatest achievement, and what have you been the most challenging moment even while doing the business?
Okay, so 2 decades sounds like a very long time,
but
the truth is, you never know. The events that happen daily made the 2 decades look very short, because the truth is, getting involved in several businesses over the years, it's one activity to the other. So a regular day operation, there's so much to do. Do you understand? So because the truth is, as a small business owner, you wear so many hats. You're managing sales, you're managing human resource, you're managing almost every part of it. I'm sure you've heard that saying where, when you lead a team, you wear multiple hats. So that has been the journey over the course of the years. A lot of learnings. We've had situations where we ran out of finances. We found ourselves in instances like that. So we've had the opportunity to also figure out, do you understand, how to get out of it, which we successfully did. So many learnings, very practical learnings over the last 2 decades.
Let's say this is a business meeting and you are just invited to pitch your service in less than 3 minutes. What would you say?
We've created a platform that helps businesses automate their daily processes. The reason for this is, we know how tough it is to run a small business. And the truth is, for businesses, when a small business are in a situation or in a position where it's either they adapt or die, the competition is very keen currently. So the only way to stand out is to leverage technology to be able to compete with the big players. So for small business, we've looked at it. What are every part of their businesses? What can they do? We've created a tool to help them automate that process so that they can at least focus on their products. So there are quite a number of tools we have that helps you manage every small business part. So with that, business owners don't have to worry about their daily processes. They can focus on actually offering and delivering value.
How do you acquire new customers? We are in a place where competition is at its peak and everybody is just trying to get customers. So how do you acquire new customers? How do you, acquire this customer, and how do you sustain or retain them?
All right. So there are quite a number of ways you can attract customers. I'm almost sure if you even go online, you can see tons of it. But what business owners, what startups need to know is they need to take a holistic view of their startup. First and foremost, let me give like a background. One of the things we originally struggled with was we didn't have a buyer persona, which is very important. Because before you even try to figure out how do you get customers, you need to understand who these customers are and where they are. The small business space is very interesting because there are different levels of small businesses. Do you understand? There are some that are, they refer to themselves as small businesses, but they're actually micro businesses. But of course, they do volumes. So, but what we did initially, before I go to how we actually acquire customers, startups need to know this. You need to understand who your customer is. A clear understanding of it will allow you create a very good marketing strategy. So for us, it was very easy to come up with a strategy. And I'll tell you what strategy we use currently. And that's very critical to the phase we are in. So those are part of the things a startup needs to know. Understand your buyer persona, understand where you are yourself. Because if you don't have unlimited funding, do you understand that there are cheaper routes to go? So for the phase we find ourselves, what we are focused on now is word of mouth and referrals. And it has been so helpful. For what we do, word of mouth and referral for this stage. So the next phase of it, the marketing strategy evolves. So these are things that small businesses need to know.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Wow, that's a very wonderful contribution. What would be your best advice for startup out there?
I always had advice for different stages of the startup. So I have different advice for each of these. One, I'll tell the entrepreneur, it takes a lot of grit. You need to be persistent. You need to be persistent. You need to be persistent to see your vision come to life. As I speak to you, it's still what I still hold on to that. There's so many times I just keep pushing. Okay, guys, this is not what, this is not, we need to do this, we need to do this. You understand? There are times when things happen and you're just back a bit. What it is, you've got to be self-motivated. You can't take it. So to be consistent and to keep at it, you need to be self-motivated. Because trust me, there are days when you feel like, just let go of everything. Those days will come. Revenue or no revenue. It happens. Even when you don't have revenue, even after you have revenue, there are days you wake up and say, do I really want to go on with this? So when those times come, you just need to self-motivate yourself. I know I can do this, I can do this.
All right, startups out there, can you listen to what Mr. Oluwatoyin Akintayo just told us? Consistency is the key. Persistence is the key. Just like punctuality is the soul of a business, so also consistency and persistence is the key to a successful business. Thank you very much, Mr. Oluwatoyin. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate your time. This is a real privilege for us, and we do not take it for granted. I know I should have asked this, but can you just tell us the problem your product is solving right now, and how do you see your product or your company in the next 5 years to people listening to us out there?
A lot of businesses do a lot of things manually. We identified a ton of them and we created tools to help automate those processes. Why have we done that? Automation is the future. The manual approach will not cut it. You can't scale. It limits your revenue. The competition is steep now, so you've got to automate. That's the future. So I like to tell people that for small businesses, it's either you adapt or you die. And in adapting, you've got to just automate, leverage on technology. Then in the next 5 years, we have our short-term goal, within the next 36 months, to be in over 10 African countries. With over 1 million users on the platform.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Oluwatoyin Akintayo, from the CEO and the founder of BIZ301. and Co Limited. I'm not sure how cool. So this in case you would like to ask some question, you can visit our social media pages, Startup Nation Africa on Instagram, Twitter. And you can watch this interview on either of our social media platforms, or you go to YouTube where we will post them. So, and if you have your question, you can just put them down. We are going to answer everything to us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, this is Startup Nation Africa, where we make your startup dream come true. Special gratitude to Mr. Ahmed Oluwashola, the founder and the chairman of this great program. And special recognition and appreciation to our media production manager in person of Mr. Blessing, aka Super Blessing Media. These are the people that are in charge of the media production. In case you have media production, graphic design, video editing, and any other thing you have, and you can actually reach out to Super Blessing. You can see his the social media handles right on this channel. Thank you. Don't forget, my name is Oluwatoyin Mandela. Don't forget to always tune in and subscribe to our channel and follow us on all social media pages. Thank you. Please do enjoy the rest of your day.